Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Members of the Budget Committee, I appreciate the opportunity to come before you today to respectfully urge you to preserve NASA's core mission, human spaceflight. Our investments in NASA's human spaceflight program are a matter of national security. It's not, as some suggest, an endeavor that we can no longer afford. I would strongly argue that it's an endeavor that we can ill afford to ignore if we are to maintain our national security and enhance our economic security. Space clearly is the world's military high ground. It is to the United States and the free world what the Golan Heights is to Israel. To understand this, we need only listen to the testimony 2 weeks ago of one of our nation's leading intelligence officials. The director of the Defense Intelligence Agency, General Burgess, highlighted the risk posed by China through their investments in human spaceflight. Testifying before the Senate Armed Services Committee, the general said of China, their space program, including ostensible civil projects, supports China's growing ability to deny or degrade the space assets of potential adversaries and enhance China's conventional military capabilities. He went on to add, China's successfully tested a direct ascent anti-satellite weapon, ASAT is the acronym for it, and is developing jammers and directed energy weapons for ASAT missions. A prerequisite for ASAT attacks, China's ability to track and identify satellites is enhanced by the technologies from China's manned spaceflight programs and lunar programs, as well as technologies and methods developed to detect and track space debris. Let me repeat that. China's military advances are a direct result of China's manned and lunar programs. By ceding our leadership to China and Russia, we would be walking away from the ultimate military high ground. That is the reality if we fail to adequately invest in our nation's space program, including NASA's human spaceflight program. As you proceed in developing a budget resolution, it is in our national security interest that sufficient funding be provided and that NASA be directed to prioritize human spaceflight within the overall NASA budget. Russia and China are nipping at our heels and threatening our position as a world leader in space and human spaceflight, a position we have held since 1969. Today, we are in the untenable position of having zero, not a zilch, domestic means of putting a U.S. astronaut into space. Yet China and Russia both have that capability. Direction and a full commitment from the administration have been seriously lacking. As a result, our human spaceflight program is suffering, and the U.S. is on the cusp of ceding its leadership in space to our adversaries. This is not in our national security best interest, nor is it in the best interest of our economic security. Mr. Chairman, as we've discussed in the past, our investments in human spaceflight have helped us maintain our competitive edge economically, our advantage on the battlefield, and the endless commercial products that have improved every aspect of our daily life and of our overall economy. The reality is that our lives depend on space. If you use a cell phone, a BlackBerry, a credit card, make cash bank withdrawals, GPS, or you're one of the ones that grow the food that we eat every day, or for any reason you depend on an accurate weather report, you depend on space. The President abandoned the Constellation program in his fiscal year 2011 budget. During consideration of the fiscal year 2012 budget, NASA delayed by nearly 12 months, presenting a design plan for moving forward with the Space Launch System. This lack of bold leadership for the world's premier space exploration organization puts America at risk. In fiscal year 2010, NASA reached its high watermark budget of $18.7 billion. In fiscal year 2012, the NASA budget is $17.8 billion. And for fiscal year 2013, the administration has proposed further reducing NASA's budget to a level of $17.71 billion, more than $1 billion less than the fiscal year 2010 budget. Mr. Chairman, I ask that the committee review the NASA budget and that you work to ensure that NASA is provided with not less than $17.7 billion. This is critical if the United States is going to continue to secure the military high ground space. Thank you.